Bahayetu, here we meet again. Welcome to my safe space. This is a platform where I sit and I converse on topics which I deem fit at the time. The views and opinions shared on this page are mine and they are mine alone. They are not influenced by anyone, nor are they affiliated with anyone. Hello and welcome again. This is Marsha speaking, your pilot in command. And all I want to do is just to lend you with grace. So come on, fly with me. Today's topic is quite a heavy one. It is one I wish I never ever had to talk about, but unfortunately we live life and we have to face our reality. During the course of the week, we learned of the death of Ricardo Mercado, aka I.PRickyrick, who died of suicide. Firstly, I just want to pay my respect and wish that his soul rest in eternal peace. Honestly, his story has prompted me to talk about a cause of suicide that no one seems to be paying attention to. This particular cause might not be applicable obviously in his story if you know his history, but I do believe it plays a vital role in the topic altogether. And perhaps we've all heard of the term money makes the world go round, right? Or is it money makes the world go around? Whatever the correct phrase might be, but we've all heard of the term pertaining money and the money making the world go round. So that is today, it might sound far-fetched now that I'm starting, but that is today what I want us to talk about pertaining suicide. So as everyone might know, I am not a psychologist, and nor do I know all the facts pertaining I.PRickyrick's story or whatever happened there. And that is why, for the purposes of this video, I want us to move away from psychoanalyzing, judging, diagnosing, and reducing the causes of suicide to just depression and mental health. I just want to start off by saying we are going through a silent suicide epidemic. And considering our overall culture and attitude as a society, it is no surprise that this epidemic affects more males than it does females. We are going through a lot. So, there is a great need for solutions and suicide prevention initiatives that do not include us sending love, hugs, and well wishes once the suicide has occurred. This is a very vital topic that we should all, as human beings, find time, or rather make time in our lives to actually speak about and find solutions, viable solutions that will help us thrive and be better human beings, right? We should understand that we have a collective societal responsibility to take care of those who are confronting a mental health crisis, or better yet, just a crisis. The spirit of Ubuntu is what I want to start my video with. Yes, the topic is about the money aspect of it that everyone is ignoring, but I just want to emphasize that when a person goes through something, try and be compassionate, try and put yourself in that person's shoes. I'm not trying to say we are all guaranteed a mental health breakdown or condition at some point in our lives. All I'm saying is, if someone has got, let's say for instance, I have a leg, I can't guarantee that I won't be amputated tomorrow and need that other leg, I forgot the word, right? So you cannot guarantee things like that. So compassion and the spirit of Ubuntu is our very first point of departure before we get into the right juices of the video, which is money, money, money. Money, 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 money. When confronting the underlying causes of the horrific rate of suicide, we have to understand that capitalism is the root cause of many deaths by suicide, and also the lack of assistance, or rather resources, for those who are struggling. It is undeniable that as the economic crisis worsens, worse material conditions lead to increased suicide rates amongst the vulnerable, exploited, and oppressed people in particular. And also, studies show that there is a strong association between poverty and suicide rates, as about 30% of those who die by suicide are unemployed. This shows that suicide is not an inevitable result of a personal psychological problem, but rather a reaction to despair caused by a material condition. It is true, and I will not deny, that suicide is caused by a variety of issues working together. It can both be material, like money, or it can be caused by an underlying psychological issue or an underlying condition. And I also do agree that it would be oversimplistic for us to just put the fault of suicide at, capitalism's feet and say we are in this crisis because of capitalism, and completely deny that we are also being affected, by our tragedies, our past. There are a lot of factors pulling and pushing, working together for someone to actually be driven to suicide. But I'm just emphasizing that I do not want us to not talk about the big elephant in the room, which is money. Because we are driven by money, the world is run by money. Our significance, our place in society, our statuses, a lot about ourselves is determined by the depth of our pockets. My point here is very simple. All I'm saying is, if we look good enough, you will see that capitalism has created oppressive and alienating conditions, while at the same time depriving people, or rather those who are suffering from mental health issues, be it socioeconomic issues or whatever issues that might drive them to suicide, depriving these individuals of necessary resources to help them. Given what I've just mentioned, any conversation around suicide prevention should be centered around creating a society and an environment that will aid people rather than exploiting them. This might sound very funny to many, but it is the only way forward. It is the only way we can succeed. We need to combat suicide with an anti-capitalism approach or perspective in mind. I know it sounds like a dream because we do live in a capitalist world. We are all chasing the dollar, and we have sacrificed ourselves, and we have sacrificed assisting each other and actually looking out for each other and just being human. We have sacrificed it. And it's so funny because that is the solution out of this. We can call each other no matter how much we like. We can wait for the person to die for us to come and say, you were such a nice person, you were such a great person. But if we don't actually discuss and address the fact that chasing money has placed us behind, it has made us being human beings less of a priority, and that is taking us out. It is legit taking us out one by one. It is making us take ourselves out. Socioeconomic problems that people go through have to be resolved. Mental health and mental health facilities have got to be accessible to people, regardless of how rich you are, the color of your skin, or whatnot. By the virtue of you being human, you should be afforded the needed assistance, be it with regards to food, or assistance with getting a job without nepotism, corruption, and all these other unnecessary factors that come into play when we chase the dollar and later affect us as a collective again. It is very simple. We just need to keep the spirit of Ubuntu and keep our integrity intact. All these problems will be minimized, if not done away with, but at least I am of the very strong opinion that if we can focus and go back to being abantu, we can actually come up with solutions easier. Because it's not like we'll be in a world without problems, but I feel like it'll be easy to solve them. And listen, I'm not trying to prove that I'm right or anything, but I have an example for you. For example, during the worst economic crisis in the entire world, right? AKA COVID-19, right, the pandemic. During the pandemic, people were suffering from a crisis of hope, emanating, from isolation, tremendous loss, poverty, and uncertainty, because no one knew. We all didn't know our future, and for the first time, I think even those who had money did not matter, because everyone was dying. We're going through the most. If you look at the things that happened even when we were going through the pandemic, businesses and the government prioritized and nursed capitalism. They did not care about the fuel which keeps this animal capitalism going, which is people, because we the people are the ones who wake up in the morning, go work. We are the workforce. We are the petrol, the gas that they enter inside the animal that is capitalism. It's us, right? But we were never taken. No one cared. No, the government did not care. The businesses did not care. Their business interests and their material interests were prioritized over people. And that cannot go without consequences. We can fool ourselves all we like. It cannot go without consequences. We will hit a wall because of what we went through, and I think we are hitting a wall, because if you look at the statistics during COVID-19, before COVID-19, we had issues as a country. We had high suicidal rates given, but during COVID-19 and after, the numbers actually skyrocketed, and that is an indication of something wrong. That there's a fault in our society. Capitalism has made us wealthier, right? Yes, capitalism has made us wealthier, but we are miserable. The standard of living, yes, it has increased, but the quality of life has decreased crazy so. It's not by mistake. It's not by mistake. Connect the dots. I'm not here to fill in the gap. You connect the dots. Do your job, I'm doing mine. So I come in to say again, for as long as people are exploited, alienated from their labor, oppressed, and made to live under scrutiny for money, I don't see us being without a suicide epidemic until we actually come up with solutions that do not self-serve each and every one of us. I remember growing up, there was a quote in my principal's office, right? It said, the world has enough resources to feed everyone, but it does not have enough resources to feed everyone's greed. I hope you took a thing or two from my opinions, and if you have a comment or anything that you would like to share, please don't forget to leave a comment. I am more than willing to engage with anyone. Don't also forget to follow my page for more. Please share this video, like the video, show me some love. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate the people always coming to watch my videos, even though it's a very small group. But it gets me so excited because it means that actually people are interested to hear what I have to say. And more importantly, if you are suffering from something or a condition, be it a mental condition or a lack of something, be it food, considering the state of our economy and the crisis that we're going through, please ensure that you do have someone that you can talk to, a support structure, someone that you can even ask from, or there are not much solutions with regards to motivating people, because I'm a realist. I'm not gonna sit and tell people that pray to God, God's definitely gonna give you food, do whatever, because I don't think that's like a practical solution. It is practical in the long run, but I don't think it's anything someone is eager to hear when they're like telling you your story and like, oh, pray. No, ma'am. I don't think that's the solution a person comes looking for. But I do hope we can come together as a people and actually, combine our heads and see how perhaps our kids won't face this problem in future, where we can't even encourage each other, because the reality is it's all fake. I'm so sorry, but it's all just fake, because We all don't have means of making money, yet we all need money. Like, it's very difficult for people to make money, yet we all need money. And money seems to be like the source of issues for a lot of people. We joke about it, it's nice, it's kiki, funny, but it's quite serious. It is taking people out. And I know as people gonna say, what's she talking about, because Ricky Rick was rich. It might not be applicable to Ricky Rick, because as I said, he might have been suffering from, underlying mental conditions. I'm not a psychologist, but as an observer in the world, I can tell that there's a very big issue with capitalism. And I'm also not a politician. I don't have a solution. I don't have anything that we can replace capitalism with. I'm willing to have a chat with people who are like-minded and perhaps come with solutions. But at the moment, I'm not trying to paint myself as the smartest kid. On that note, that was my gift and my contribution to the world. Thank you so much. If you got here, thank you so much. You clearly love me. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember to love yourself. Wake up every day and find something that you're actually very interested in and that brings you joy, and make time for that each and every day. Never lose hope. Once you've lost hope, you've lost your essence as a human being, I believe. Never lose hope. If you lose hope, also you're inviting a lot of anxiety and uncertainty into your life, and that might give you problems. So whatever you're going through, keep the hope. Keep the hope. Just keep the hope. Keep the hope going. It's a sad video. It's so sad. It's such a sad video to make, because see how Goa, guys. But focusing on going has never really been a solution. It's not solution based, it's just complaining based. It's just